I am with Rebecca. Rebecca is a mom who works at Koala Sleep Centers, and she just if you can just tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay. I work for Dr. Willie, and kind of going back to prior to working for him, I also am a nurse, and I worked for 8 years on a cardiac floor, telemetry, and so we had a lot of patients that had apnea. And so I've dealt with adult apnea for a very long time. I did not realize the connection until Dr. Willie actually started asking me questions about my children, asking, do your children wet the bed? Do they have behavior issues? And I'm kind of looking at him going, how do you know these things? And so it was very overlooked by myself, and including the pediatrician, that both of my children had issues with sleeping at night. So it wasn't until he had prompted me, my children were wetting the bed. Both were diagnosed by the age of 4 of ADHD. The one by kindergarten, within his first week, he had 2 times that he had in-school suspension. Because of his ADHD, he was very violent. He acted out. Of course, both my children now, moving forward, were at 10 and 9. Both have been on ADHD medicine forever, but if you back up to many years ago, probably 3 years ago or so, they both had their tonsils and adenoids eventually taken out because they had kissing tonsils, so they both were touching. And also I had had witness apneic moments with both of them. Within a week of having the tonsils and adenoids out, it was like I had completely different kids. I would literally look at them like, who are these children? Where did you come from? Like, their moods changed. They were loving again. They quit wetting the bed within the first week. Everything changed. I mean, it like opened up a whole new world for my kids. And then about 9 months post-op, everything came back. And it was very difficult to deal with that, because it's like I had my children back. It's like I gained a whole new life with my kids, and they were different than they had been since they were born, really. And to have all that come back, to just be told from a doctor, okay, let's up the medicine, behavior modification, let's put them in counseling. They can't spend the night at anybody's house because they're going to wet the bed. They can't have anything past 6:30 at night. It's so frustrating, and my children are waking up. I can't turn the lights on in the morning because their eyes hurt so bad. Their teeth hurt because they're clenching and grinding. Just seeing how they feel. They wake up and they're exhausted. They don't want to get out of bed. It's a constant fight every single morning. It's like stressful from the minute I get up and try to get them out of bed. But to be able to have a little glimpse of their life, of how they should be, and then have that taken away from you is so difficult and hard to deal with as a parent. For me then, my only other option was, okay, let's do a sleep study. They both had a sleep study done, and they both did have obstructive apneas listed on the impression and the diagnosis. But the sleep doctor that actually did the impression treated it as if they were an adult. He did not treat it as if they were pediatric patients. His tonsils are starting to grow back, but they won't do anything until you have a diagnosis of apnea because they're both on public aid. So they won't cover. So once again, I'm kind of fit in that, which way do I go and where do I go with things? I'm very blessed and happy that we have this Healthy Starts, because it gives me the chance and the opportunity to be able to give to my kids what the medical community can't give to them. They've been doing the appliance for, I'm thinking probably about 3-4 weeks now. One is still having a little bit of issues with keeping it in, but I am already starting to notice and see that I can literally wake up in the morning and open up their bedroom door and say, all right, guys, it's time to wake up. And they actually wake up. And with my kids before, it is a struggle. I can go in 4 or 5 times and literally wake them up, and they can't get up out of bed. And they fight and they argue. So stress level is starting to go down in our household, which is huge. They're starting to notice changes, of course. They're both huge mouth breathers. So, one is doing fabulous and they're getting excited about, hey, Mom, it's been a week now. I've kept my appliance in every single night. So they're getting excited about it. But one of the biggest thing is just as a parent, especially for myself, being a single mother, to not have options for your children and to see what's going on with them and people treat you like you're doing something wrong or that you're not doing the right enough things. That is so hard to deal with. So I can't thank Dr. Willie enough, or Leslie and your team and what you have developed. And I'm so excited at what this can give my children later on in life. And I think if everybody has this opportunity, this could just make a whole difference in their whole entire family. So I thank all of you for that.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Well, and really it was just a simple sleep assessment, to find out that the airway is constricted. The appliance opens that airway, gets them the oxygen they need, so that the bedwetting stops, so they can get the proper sleep that they need, so they can, get the oxygen into their system that their body needs to grow and to develop. And yeah, that's just wonderful. And the bedwetting, you mentioned that the bedwetting has ceased.
We haven't really tested it. I'm still not giving them drinks past a certain time, but I'm feeling more confident the longer that they're wearing it and they're
Awesome.
Waking up and they're feeling more rested. The light isn't bothering them so much.
Right.
I'm feeling like they're starting to wake a little more rested now. I know that that's going to increase as they go through treatment and we start moving the jaw and different things like that. I know that will improve, but I'm just still so leery because mentally that messes with them when
Sure.
they wet the bed. They're embarrassed. They're hiding their clothes because they don't want Mom to know. Even though I'm not getting mad and I'm not getting upset, they feel bad because they're 9 and 10 years old still wetting the bed.
Right.
So I haven't fully tested that.
You'll have
that's,
to,
that's a work in progress.
You'll have to do that, and then we're going to do another video.
Okay,
Well,
definitely.
I'm so happy, and I just appreciate you taking the time to give us your story and to tell us. So thank you so much.
I hope it can make a difference
Yeah,
to somebody else.
definitely.